Now, David, in 1993, you hit rock bottom. You ended up on Skid Row. You were homeless for 3 years. What happened?
Drugs and alcohol. Today. I'm not ashamed to say that. Actually, it's a testimony that God has allowed me to live two lifestyles in one lifetime, and it is because of that experience that I sit here today to be able to even be on your show. I was down on Skid Row, living at the Weingart Center and the Fred Jordan Mission, and it was a rude awakening. And at one point, I just decided that I was tired, and so I reached out to my God and asked for some help. And I went into a rehab for 90 days, and it'll be 9 years in August.
What was the turning point?
The turning point was watching myself, look at myself in the mirror, and couldn't believe it was me. And I happened to have some other pictures around of myself, and I just could not believe it was me. Jaws were sucked up and hadn't shaven and lost a lot of weight. And while I was in it, I thought I was normal. And there was something about looking in that mirror that opened my eyes. And I had been doing it for 3 years. I was wore out. I was done.
You know, David, I'm fascinated that while you were on Skid Row, you say you still saw yourself as a photographer in your mind's eye. How did you hold that vision?
Actually, it was the only thing worth holding on to. I've been doing photography for about 30 years now, and I vowed that one day I'd get back into it. I didn't even own a camera when I was talking about still being in photography.
Now, after a couple of failed attempts, you finally decided to go at it again. What were your first steps?
I consulted a lot of friends. I had my own inner passion to be an entrepreneur. I've always sold something. But then I had to get focused, prioritize, and decide, okay, I'm going to try this.
Give us a sense of the services that PhotoVisions provides.
Well, PhotoVisions is a full-service, nationwide photographic and video company. I'd like to think, and I hesitate to say 100%, but I'm sure that we're pretty close to the only, if not one or two in the nation that provide a full service like we do on a national basis.
Now, when you've been struggling for years, we're all looking for that first big break. Do you remember yours?
I remember it if it was just yesterday. One of my first breaks was with Toyota. And I make no bones about it. I beat on their doors for a minute. And they gave me a shot doing some PR work. And it was kind of sparse, few and far between, but it kept me kind of motivated.
Now, I understand that you joined an organization that helped you to learn how to set rates. Tell us about that.
I joined a group called APA, Advertising Photographers of America. And to my surprise, at that time, back in the late 70s, a day rate for a photographer of my caliber was $750 a day plus expenses. Well, no one had ever paid me $750 a day for nothing. I would have done a job for $200 if it would have cost me $205. Just as long as someone cut a check saying to David Perry. And so, but it was upside down. I was never making any money.
So now you're nationwide. How did you grow the company into a nationwide enterprise?
One of the things that I kind of concluded there is that I could never retire as a photographer being an individual. And every business, successful business that I know of, is built and comprised of a team. And so that was the sort of the birth of it, by thinking outside of David Perry and thinking more of a team effort.
From being homeless to now going out and shooting the Olympics, what do you think your life says about the path to success?
Success for me right now is sort of a day-to-day process. I'm living my dream. You know, when you can not look forward to Friday and don't dread Monday, you are onto something. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Hang on to your dreams, shoot for the stars. You hear those things, but to apply them in your life is a whole nother ball game. But if you surround yourself with people that are currently and always doing that, it makes it easier for you to do it. That's my philosophy.